Our world is full of bizarre spectacles that seem to defy reality. We're talking about fiery storms inside volcanoes and skies that dance with impossible light. Some corners of our planet host events that honestly look like they belong on a different world. These aren't illusions. They are raw, powerful, and sometimes terrifyingly real displays of nature's force. These are the moments that make you rethink the laws of physics, the sights that once you've seen them are impossible to forget. Our world has plenty of mysteries, but these phenomena, they're truly mind-blowing. So get ready to question everything you think you know about planet Earth as we count down the 10 most mind-blowing natural phenomena. Coming in at number 10, we've got a sight pulled straight from a dream, pink lakes. You can find them in a few select spots around the globe, but the most famous is Lake Hillier in Western Australia. These bodies of water have a shocking bubblegum pink color. From the sky, the lake seriously looks like a splash of Pepto-Bismol right next to the deep blue of the ocean. For centuries, nobody knew why. But it's not pollution or some trick of the light. That incredible color is the result of life itself. The science here is a masterclass in survival. These lakes are incredibly salty, sometimes 10 times saltier than the ocean. In that kind of harsh environment, only a few specialized organisms called extremophiles can hang on. The main culprits are a type of algae called Dunaliella salina and a bacterium, Salinobacter ruber. To shield themselves from the intense sun, these tiny microbes produce carotenoid pigments, the same stuff that makes carrots orange. This biological sunscreen, produced in huge amounts, tints the entire lake a vibrant, otherworldly pink. Next up at number 9, we're heading to the high Andes of Bolivia, to a place where heaven and earth completely merge, the Salar de Uyuni. Most of the year, it's the world's largest salt flat, a massive, blindingly white landscape of salt crust stretching over 10,000 square kilometers. But when the rainy season hits, from about December to April, something truly magical happens. A thin film of rainwater pools on top of the dense salt crust, turning the entire landscape into the world's largest natural mirror. The reflection is so perfect, so flawless, it's impossible to tell where the sky ends and the ground begins. Clouds float beneath your feet, the horizon vanishes, and walking across it feels like stepping right into the sky. It's a profound, disorienting, and beautiful experience that makes you feel completely untethered from the planet. For our number 8 spot, we're diving into waters that literally glow in the dark. Bioluminescent bays are rare, magical ecosystems found in just a handful of places, with Mosquito Bay in Puerto Rico being one of the most brilliant. By day, they look like any other tropical bay. But at night, every single splash, every movement makes the water erupt with an ethereal blue-green light. This glow comes from millions of single-celled organisms called dinoflagellates. These tiny plankton have a pretty clever defense mechanism. When the water is disturbed by a boat, a fish, or even your hand, it triggers a chemical reaction inside them, causing them to flash. Scientists think this flash does two things. It startles predators and it acts like a burglar alarm, attracting even bigger predators to go after whatever is bothering the dinoflagellates. The result is a bay where your paddle leaves a shimmering trail of light and raindrops create tiny glowing constellations on the surface. At number 7, we witness a storm that pretty much never ends. At the mouth of the Catatumbo River in Venezuela, where it empties into Lake Maracaibo, the sky puts on a relentless electrical show known as Catatumbo lightning. This isn't your average thunderstorm. This is a nearly permanent feature. The phenomenon happens up to 260 nights a year, for as long as 10 hours at a time, producing an incredible 28 lightning strikes per minute on average. This one spot is the single largest generator of lightning on the planet, creating over 1 million bolts every year. The constant silent flashes, the thunder is usually too far away to hear, have been used as a natural lighthouse by sailors for centuries, earning it the nickname the Beacon of Maracaibo. The exact cause is still debated, but the leading theory is a perfect storm of geography and weather. Warm, moist winds from the Caribbean get trapped by the high Andes mountains surrounding the lake. This massive collision of air creates the perfect conditions for gigantic lightning-producing storm clouds to form again and again. Crashing in at number 6 are the monster waves of Nazaré, Portugal. This is not your typical beach. Here, the raw, untamed power of the Atlantic is funneled into some of the biggest, most dangerous waves ever surfed, regularly topping 20 meters or nearly 70 feet. The secret to these liquid mountains is hidden underwater. The Nazaré North Canyon, one of Europe's largest submarine canyons, points directly at the shore like a massive cannon. This canyon, which drops to a depth of 5,000 meters, dramatically amplifies the power of incoming ocean swells. As a swell travels through the deep canyon, it keeps its speed and energy. But when this focused wave hits the much shallower water near the coast, it has nowhere to go but up, erupting into a colossal wall of water. This effect, combined with local currents, can essentially triple the size of the open ocean waves, creating a spectacular and deadly challenge for the world's most elite big wave surfers. These forces of nature are almost hard to believe, and we're only halfway through our list. Each one shows just how powerful our planet is. What's the most mind-blowing thing you've ever seen in nature? Let us know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this trip into the world's most incredible sights, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss the rest of our countdown. All right, at number 5, we have a phenomenon that combines two of nature's scariest forces: fire whirls. Often called fire tornadoes, these are spinning vortexes of flame and ash that can spiral hundreds of feet into the air during intense wildfires. This isn't just a whirlwind that happens to pass over a fire. This is a fire creating its own wild weather system. Fire whirls form when intense heat meets just the right wind conditions. The extreme heat from a huge fire causes air to rush upwards, creating a powerful updraft. When surrounding winds hit this column of rising air in just the right way, it can start to rotate. As it spins, it sucks in flammable gases, embers, and burning debris, fueling itself into a towering, rotating inferno with temperatures that can top 1,000 degrees Celsius. These fiery vortexes are incredibly dangerous and unpredictable, capable of ripping trees out of the ground and spreading a wildfire for miles. Our number 4 phenomenon is as deadly as it is surreal. Welcome to Lake Natron in Tanzania, the Petrifying Lake. This is not a welcoming oasis. It's one of the most caustic places on Earth, with blood-red water that has a pH level similar to ammonia. This lake has an eerie ability to preserve the animals that die in its waters. The lake's deadly nature comes from its unique chemistry. It's fed by rivers and hot springs that are loaded with sodium carbonate, or natron, from the nearby volcanic landscape. This is the same stuff the ancient Egyptians used for mummification. So, when unsuspecting birds and other animals die and end up in the lake, the natron-rich water preserves their bodies through mineralization, leaving behind haunting stone-like figures. It's thought that the lake's super-reflective surface might confuse birds, causing them to crash right into the water. At number 3, we look to the poles for one of the most beautiful sights on the planet, the auroras. You might know them as the aurora borealis, or northern lights, and the aurora australis, or southern lights. They are stunning ballets of light that dance across the polar skies. These breathtaking displays are the result of a cosmic collision. The sun is constantly firing out a stream of charged particles called the solar wind. When these particles hit our planet, Earth's magnetic field funnels them towards the poles. There they slam into atoms in our upper atmosphere, mostly oxygen and nitrogen. These collisions excite the gas atoms, causing them to glow. The color of the aurora all depends on which gas is being hit and how high up it is. Oxygen usually creates the famous green and rarer red colors, while nitrogen can light up the sky with beautiful blues and deep purples. Claiming the number 2 spot is a phenomenon so violent and apocalyptic, it's nicknamed the Dirty Thunderstorm, volcanic lightning. This is a crazy spectacle where powerful bolts of lightning are generated from inside the ash cloud of an erupting volcano. Picture a massive volcanic eruption launching ash and rock miles into the sky. Inside that chaotic churning plume, a wild amount of static electricity builds up. It's thought to be caused by something called frictional charging. As countless particles of rock, ash, and ice violently smash and rub against each other, they generate static charges, just like rubbing a balloon on your hair. The turbulent motion inside the plume separates the positive and negative charges. When the electrical difference gets too big, it discharges in a brilliant flash of lightning, illuminating the hellish scene from within. And finally, at number 1, we have a phenomenon so massive in scale and so devastating in its potential that it redefines the word catastrophe. We aren't talking about a single event you can go see, but a sleeping giant under our feet that has shaped the history of life on Earth: supervolcanoes. Unlike the cone-shaped volcanoes we all picture, a supervolcano is a giant caldera, sometimes dozens of miles wide, sitting on top of a colossal pool of magma. An eruption from one of these, like the one that created the Yellowstone caldera 640,000 years ago, would be a planet-altering event. Such an eruption can blast thousands of cubic kilometers of rock and ash into the atmosphere. The immediate area would be annihilated, but the global consequences would be the real nightmare. The sheer volume of ash and sulfur dioxide shot into the stratosphere would block sunlight, potentially triggering a volcanic winter. Global temperatures would drop, leading to widespread crop failures. Ash would blanket entire continents, contaminating water and causing ecosystems to collapse. While past supereruptions haven't been directly linked to a mass extinction event, their potential for global devastation is what puts them at the top of our list. It's the ultimate reminder that the ground we walk on isn't quite as solid as we think. From the ghostly figures of Lake Natron to the impossible mirror of Salar de Uyuni, our planet is a theater of wonders. These 10 phenomena are just a glimpse of the forces that shape our world, a world that is far more mysterious, powerful, and bizarre than we can often imagine. They remind us that even today, nature still holds the ultimate power to awe, to terrify, and to completely blow our minds. What other incredible phenomena should have made the list? Let us know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.